Alright, what is up everybody? ShadowScout0013 here, coming in with another video, this time on the Saber tank, and the fact that it is a new card for Gar. So I'm going to go over, and I kind of cycle through, all the different factions and try to find something that people are interested in, and, the Saber tank, I do like the new Saber tank, and, it's now surging to hit. Armor 5 is a little bit different. Everything else is usually about the same. It's still got critical 1, impact 2, fixed front, but it now has another ordnance on there as well. So I kind of wanted to come up with a few different lists with the Saber tank and kind of talk about the synergies with it and kind of what I think about it. So first, let me just go over a few housekeeping things. First off, if you haven't been to the Discord, head on over to the Discord. And there you're going to be able to see the different things that people post, the new different finished projects of everybody, the 3D printing, the tanks. Auburn Alumni does a lot of really good stuff. Blitz, this kind of like the tank, whatever it is, crate, cargo crate. Wow, could not think of that for some reason. And if you've got like stuff for, the Empire, if you've got different list ideas, then what we can do is we kind of talk about a few things. I'll just kind of look over and glance at it right now and kind of see what's there. Everybody else who also kind of chimes in, that's really awesome, just for different ideas. CIS, I usually leave it to Emperor Atlantis and Master Mud. They do a lot on there as well. And then with Gar, Grant and I kind of talk about a lot of different stuff. So it's really cool to kind of see all the different stuff that you guys post and what y'all are doing. So head on over to the Discord and feel free to start chiming in. Anytime I do a giveaway, what I do is I go to the server level here and I start picking out the people who have started talking a lot, and that is how you kind of get entered in. The other thing to do is head on over to the Clan of Shadows Patreon. Wow, I cannot talk. The Patreon, and become a member. You can do it for free, or you can pay to kind of help the channel grow with the different giveaways that are going on. Right now, if you haven't joined the 1K giveaway, then you can head over to that video and leave a comment, and that's how you'll enter in to win that. So that's what's going on right now. So head on over to that video and give it a check out, and just be a subscriber and leave a comment down below, and that also enters you in to win future giveaways. And I'm trying to figure out what the next giveaway is going to be. I've got more cards that I can give away, so I'll kind of show those and let y'all decide. If not, I'm going to think about trying to do a $25 giveaway to Amazon. So yeah, I'll figure it out definitely by the next video. It has just been such a crazy week, guys. There's lots of training clients that are going on. My drone business has definitely picked up, and I'm doing a lot of stuff with that, and lots of traveling. Had to do a 4.5-hour drive down to Cocoa Beach, Space Coast, and then did some filming for about 15 minutes, and then drove 4.5 hours back. So, or rode, I should say, 4.5 hours back with the guy I was doing it with. So yeah, it's been very busy and just trying to get some stuff done. So I do apologize for the lack of maybe some things that are going on behind the scenes or in Discord. But enough about me, because nobody really cares. Let's talk about the Saber tank. So the Saber tank, it went from full armor to armor 5. It's Arsenal 2. It's got hover ground, so it's a ground vehicle, and so it does provide line of sight blocking cover. It does have outmaneuver, which is really, really nice. So if you can give it some dodges, whether it be through Cody or portable scanners, anything like that, it's going to be amazing. You can also go with Plo Koon, who is a pilot, but it is exhaustible still, sadly. I don't know why it just doesn't stay as a normal thing. And until the end of your activation, you gain Agile 2. So having to recover is not necessarily the best thing to do. I mean, if you do wind up putting like linked targeting array, and you've got Cody who can just direct a vehicle, then you could recover and shoot each time. If you don't want to move, maybe you find a really good spot and you just want to do that. But at the same time, you have to move to gain the Agile 2. So you wouldn't be able to recover and then move you'd gain 2 dodges, but then you wouldn't be able to shoot. So it's just a very tough thing to do. So I'd never really take him. And for 9 points, that is definitely not something that you'd want to do. Veteran Clone Pilot is probably the best. And for 7 points, that's really, really good. So this one is exhaustible, but you can ready it during the end phase, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. So while you or a friendly clone trooper unit at range 1 and in line of sight attacks or defends, you and that unit can spend each other's aim, dodge, and surge tokens. So basically, the Saber tank can share tokens with another clone trooper. That does include the Bad Batch, because with the Bad Batch on We're Not Regs, it says you cannot spend green tokens on other clone trooper units. Well, this is not a clone trooper unit. It is a repulsor vehicle. So you can technically share tokens with the Veteran Clone Pilot to the Bad Batch. And then with Ayla Secura, you gain Inspire 2 and Field Commander. So this could be good if you don't want to include anybody else, but maybe like a clone commander or so. That gives you Field Commander. This also allows you to basically use the command card Air Support, because this also applies to friendly clone or field commanders. So the Inspire 2 is really nice, especially with the amount of suppression that is handed out all the time now. So that is pretty good. And there's lots of ways to actually have Inspire almost everywhere in your army. So basically, just for fun, let's just say we did her, and let's just add 2 little things here, and then you've got maybe, let's just say, Cody. So you want to give it linked targeting array, because with Cody in direct vehicle, you're basically going to give this Saber tank an order for free. If you're at like range 2, I think, as far as I understand. Yeah, you're at range 2. So it's going to get a free aim. Now, if you had the Veteran Clone Pilot, you have now an aim to share. But that right now we're just going to try to show you Ayla. So maybe with Cody, you give lead by example, just to kind of have him inspire at that point. Maybe you go with Pamela. Padme Amidala, Pamela. Pamela. What is that? Is that from something? I don't know. Well, okay, so you go with Padme. I'm going to start saying that from now on. And then you've got, 3 ARC troopers. 1, 2, 3. And then you've got clone commanders, which also have Inspire 1. So now you have an entire army with Inspire between ARC troopers. Well, so far, I should say. So suppression is not going to be a big deal, even with the Courage 2 commander. And then obviously you've got your clone infantry. You're going to need 3 of them. That gives you 9 activation so far. You got your clone commander. Maybe you go with impact grenades because they've got charge and you can use impact grenades in melee. Then, with the clone infantry, well, Padme can infiltrate, and that's fine. Cody, maybe you want to, it's always hard for me to either pick portable scanners or recon intel, but if you ever decided to bring Rex, then you don't necessarily have to worry about Clone Commander Cody getting recon intel. You could probably go with portable scanner, but for now, let's just kind of go with recon, because that also can help with, giving him, if you gave him an order, he would gain an aim. Then you could recon, you could move, and then you could shoot, and then you could use the 2-pip air support. So then you've got a lot of fire power already there at range 1 to 4. And then maybe from here you decided to go with, let's just say, some strike teams. Maybe you wanted to go with 3 strike teams. You give everybody the DC-15. Now you've got a ton of range 4. You've got a long range thing right here, and then maybe with, you've got lots. You got 40, well, almost 40 points left. So you could technically do at least 1 mortar, and then maybe you went with another mortar here, but then you got to find 1 point somewhere. So lead by example would be tough because that's what we're trying to go for. Maybe you get rid of all of the impact grenades. So you have 2 mortars, and then you've got 8 points left. So you could technically at least give one of these guys recon intel. And that kind of, well, man, that's getting so close, getting so tough to deal with, because you've got at least scout all on these. You kind of want recon intel on your clone trooper infantries. So maybe you forego the recon intel on Cody so that the mortars can get a little bit closer, and so that way they can kind of shoot and then move. And then if Clone Commander Cody gets an order, at least they have an aim they can share. And then with the fact that the Saber tank also might get an order and have link targeting rate, you also, and if you wanted to go with, the veteran clone pilot, you'd have 1 point left, so you could technically do that. But if you wanted to keep the Inspire kind of going, the Inspire theme, then there you go. You have Inspire 2 on Cody with Lead by Example. You've got Padme with Inspire 2. You've got all of your ARC troopers have Inspire 1. And then Ayla is also Inspire 2. So again, no one's probably going to get panicked at all. Your ARC troopers are all everyone is Courage 2, besides Padme being Courage 3. So you really could probably go with the battle plans of bring them to heal, because your mortars are suppressive. And the fact that with Clone Commander Cody, if you did play his 1-pip, or 2-pip, sorry, the Have I Ever Let You Down, if someone is shooting at Padme, then you could probably start shooting back with Commander Cody and start spreading out that suppression again. The ARC troopers are going to be pretty good. The strike teams are going to be good at kind of at least giving a suppression out. So yeah, you probably go with, bring them to heal. That would actually not be that bad if you did go with this one. It's also 12 activations, so that's really not bad. You don't have very much on there. I mean, you just kind of have like small units here, but it's not bad. And I think, at least this gives something for Padme with Inspire. But yeah, again, Ayla Secura, if you wanted to go with the veteran clone pilot instead, now you've got an extra aim that you can kind of share, especially with the mortar troopers here, since they wouldn't be able to take an aim. If they wanted to move, they'd have to shoot and then move. So that kind of gives you something. And then without Lead by Example, maybe you take that away. Actually do give him recon intel. You got 4 points left to kind of do what you want. So that's a very, very tough decision. I mean, giving one of the ARC troopers, targeting scopes, sure. Or maybe you give Cody portable scanners instead. Again, you got 3 points to do what you want with. So maybe you give one of them even the impact grenades on the ARC troopers. That's just up to you. This is just a random little list. But again, you can use your Saber tank for line of sight blocking. Its weak points are on the rear and side, so you kind of have to be careful how you're positioning it. It can, I think, go... Can it go left and right? I'm not sure. I think it can because of the ground. Wow, that is a very long... So while performing a strafe, miniature base, so you can strafe with this one and go left and right. So yeah, it's going to kind of help you with your weak points there, because then you're not necessarily having to turn and whatnot. But yeah, maybe if you didn't want Padme and you don't really care for the Inspire at the moment with this one, maybe you could actually, so instead of that one, you go with Recon Intel instead of portable scanners. Now you've got 6 points left, and you can give the rest of the ARC troopers the impact grenades. So now you've got all 3 ARC trooper squads with the clone commander and the impact grenades, which is what I like to do with them. Kind of gives you an options if you're going against Wookiees with armor 1, if you're going up against the vehicles, if you're going up against now B2's lost their impact, but yeah. So that's not too bad. That's a good little fun list. I feel like with R2 being able to help the TX-130 Saber tank. Let you go. Okay, so that was just a random little build. Just kind of going with you guys on that one. Let's go with one of the first ones. So this one has Clone Commander Cody with Hunter and Recon. That way, if his 2-pip is proc and you wanted to go with it, you can get an aim whenever you make that attack. So you could use it for pierce because of the lethal 1. And since he already surges to hit, or crit, it's almost going to be a kill if you have that aim on him. I have a clone commander because that clone commander is going to give out an order to 5s, who would then, for me, would give the order to Bad Batch to make sure that they always have an order. And so that's what that clone commander is there for. You got the Bad Batch. You have R2 to be able to heal the Saber tank, who's got the veteran clone pilot, linked targeting array, and then armor-piercing shells and high-energy shells. So the other thing is it's Arsenal 2. So it's already got one weapon. So you're probably going to combine it with either the high-energy shells, which is range 2 to 4, or if you're getting close enough to range 3, then you could use armor-piercing shells, and then the high-energy shells would recycle, or cycle, I should say, as you are using armor-piercing. So in the next turn, you can use the high-energy shells again, and then the armor-piercing shells would cycle. So at least you've got the two weapons constantly, and it's going to be cheaper than the hard point here with either the beam cannon or the twin laser, which is either 14 points or 15 points. It's kind of up to you on that. Also, if you wanted, you could just not have the high or the armor piercing shells or the high energy shells and just give it the twin laser or the beam turret, which again is not bad for handing out suppression. And with the new cover rolls, the 2 dice is not that bad. And since you're surging to hit, you at least have a good chance of getting some hits through. I've got 2 clone commandos just with their gun and armor. And then I've got, besides 5s, I got 5s with the DP-23 and Recon. I've got Boyle with clone medic. And obviously they've got scout. The clone trooper infantry naked unit doesn't have anything because they're probably going to be used to hold the back point if you are playing like intercept. The transmissions one, which was the intercept signals, but I've got breakthrough, so if you wanted to change that out, you could. That way at least you have some unit in the back. And Cody's going to be trying to do his best to protect the Bad Batch with his 2-pip. Have I ever let you down? And that's specifically for that one. You've also got Boyle in there to kind of protect the Bad Batch. You've got 2 points left to kind of do with what you want. I don't know what you would use those 2 points extra for. There's not really anything in here that could use it, especially with everything going on. Maybe if you wanted to, you could probably get rid of the DP-23 and go with the mortar. Find yourself 2 extra points so that you've got 4 points to give to somebody, and then maybe you could give those 4 points to 5s. Oh, no, 5. Well, yeah, it's up to you on that. But this is 10 activations. You've got ambush, you've got bring it down, and the reason I don't have the synchronized offensive is because there's only 1 tank, and Cody is going to be giving it an order anyway. Now, what I thought about was ploy for the Bad Batch, but that is only in Rebels. Are they a mercenary group? So if you are playing Rebels, Bad Batch, and you did ploy, then that wouldn't be bad because you can nominate an operative unit, and then you can choose one of your orders like the Bad Batch, put it face down on this card, and then that way they actually have an order, and you don't have to go searching for it unless you have otherwise pretty good order control. You have air support in here because Cody does surge to crit. Now he doesn't have sharpshooter, so that kind of sucks. So if you wanted to give it to the clone commander here, you could, but he doesn't surge, so it's kind of tough. Clone commander Cody actually does surge to crit, so I'd probably give it to him. And then you've got between 5s, the clone commandos, the Saber tank, and the Bad Batch, and maybe Cody. At least you have a few threats and a few long range stuff with the clone commandos, the Saber tank, and Cody. So just a kind of a fun little list there. So this one, we've got Cody again with Hunter and Recon, because I think that's okay to have. You got Clone Commander again. You've got R2-D2 this time, and then you've got a Clone Trooper Infantry with the Mortar. You have another Clone Infantry with 5s, the Shotgun Trooper, the whole entire Infantry squad in Recon Intel, so that this squad can start moving in close quickly. have a clone trooper infantry squad with a clone commander to give yourself the reliable 2. Because why not? I mean, that's 2 surges that you're going to be able to give. And if there were extra points to be able to give maybe Cody the aggressive tactics, you could probably give them 3 and just make them like a very big token battery in a way. And then you've got 2 naked ATRTs in here, and then you've got a Saber tank with the veteran, the beam cannon. Kind of change things up to give yourself a few more points to hit everything with, and high energy shells, as well as link targeting array. And then the infantry support platform with the twin beam cannons. I'm just making up all sorts of words here, guys. I hope you're having fun with this, because for some reason I cannot talk ever. And then with the twin beam cannons here and the beam cannon turns on the Saber tank, you got at least beam 4. And then on the turn, you're playing the 2-pip, the air support. You've got beam 2 again. So you've got beam 6 in here. So bring them to heal would be absolutely amazing to have, because then you can just start handing out suppression like crazy as much as you want. And R2-D2 is going to be able to heal the Saber tank or the ISP. And then you've got 4 vehicles in here with Cody, which is going to be amazing with his 3-pip combined arms, which gives it to 2 vehicles. So Cody's going to be able to issue, let's just say, the Saber tank. You give an order to the ISP, and then maybe an order to the ATRT, or you just give 2 orders to the ATRTs, and then you direct the Saber tank, and then you only have 1 heavy left in the bag. And then again, you've got at least these guys. Maybe because you've got the clone commander, you can give 5s in order with the direct, and then he can coordinate to the clone commander over here, and then you still have 2 orders to give out. So then you can just give it to clone commander Cody and the clone commander. So then you only have R2 and the infantry in the bag. So you have pretty good, decent order control with this list. And even with the 1-pip synchronized defensive, again, you can at least give the Saber tank in order with direct, give the ISP in order with synchronized defensive. Then the ISP can coordinate to the clone infantry with the clone commander. You can direct from the regular clone commander to 5s, who can then give the other clone infantry in order. So the only thing in your bag are your 2 commanders and R2-D2 and your ATRTs. So, again, you might have pretty good order control there. At least all your infantry and your heavies have an order on a 1-pip. So that's very, very nice. And then, bring it down is going to be good, because you're giving out tons of observation tokens in this list between the Clone Commander Cody's 1-pip and 3-pip to be able to use those for either suppressive or impact with Bring It Down, or with Combined Arms, free movement. So that's also going to be really good with 5s who wants to charge, because then with that extra movement, you get Cody or 5s to move up. And then if he, again, is in, that range 1 of the ISP, then you can get 5s to move up again. And because you gave him an order already, then he can just double move. So you've just moved him 4 times in one turn, and he's got a whole clone trooper infantry squad, so hopefully he's able to last a little bit if he's not getting shot. And then you do at least have a clone medic in one of these. Maybe if you didn't want the mortar here, you could swap it out for a medic, and you'd have 4 extra points to kind of give to somebody if you wanted to. And or if you were trying to, use those observation tokens to move a unit, you could also try moving the mortar unit. That way they can get into a better position and then aim and shoot rather than having to shoot and then move. So that kind of gives you at least some options to be able to move the mortar a little bit as well. And then R2-D2 is there to heal, like I said, the Saber tank or the ISP or the ATRTs. Plus, Infiltrate is going to be really nice. Just don't get R2-D2 in the way of the Saber tank or ATRTs or anything like that. It's just you're going to have to really learn how to maneuver these vehicles with your army because there's no more displacing. So you have to be very careful of how you are using your vehicles now because of that rule. So you don't want to trap your own vehicles in and not get a good shot off because RTD2 is really slow. Or your clone troopers are trying to aim and shoot and not move and shoot very much. So give that a shot. And at least with your clone infantry, with the clone commander and recon, you can probably still move, shoot without aiming, and at least you've got some extra surge tokens in there just in case. So yeah, then that's another 10 activations. And you've got all your Have I Ever Let You Down, and the other trooper unit that could be is maybe the 5s unit, because everyone's probably going to be trying to dwindle that one down. So you give the order from this card to 5s, and then again he can direct the clone commander one, and then maybe your clone commander can just direct the mortar. So again, all of your core has an order, and that's the other nice thing about 5s. All right, so we've got a clone commander with recon intel. We've got the Bad Batch, because why not? This one has Padme Amidala, or Pamela, Pamadala. You've got clone trooper infantry with 5s and clone medic. Again, so that way the clone commander can give an order to 5s, who can then give it to the Bad Batch. That way the Bad Batch always has an order. You've got another clone infantry with the clone commander, and then, well, 2 of them, and then one of them has a medic as well. So then that way you're getting that reliable 2 each time. So you've got a ton of surge tokens on the board. You've got Delta Squad and then 2 clone commandos. So you've got 3 clone commando squads altogether. The Delta Squad has offensive push, because then they get that free recover action if they don't get an order. Again, super, super nice. Or if they did get an order, they have target 2. So it's kind of up to you if you want to even use 5s to give an order to clone commander or clone commandos, or Delta Squad, I should say. And not bad. And then you've got the Saber tank here with high energy shells and armor piercing shells. So just kind of like a moving wall to kind of help either the clone commandos or the Bad Batch to kind of get in and try to do some more damage. And because you've got the armor piercing shells, it's range at least 2 to 3, and then the high energy shells are 2 to 4. So if you wanted to, I mean, obviously you could probably get rid of something in here to try to put more of the range 1 kind of guns. So maybe if you decided to just get rid of both of them, maybe, let's just say for the heck of it, you wanted to just put, let's just say, you want critical 1, or do you want, let's just go with the beam. Why not? That gives you 3 extra points. So if you did want to kind of give somebody something else, you could. Kind of like, well, yeah, I mean, obviously you could probably put impact grenades on 5s if you wanted to, but yeah, we'll just, it's up to you. I have armor piercing and high energy shells. We're just going to stay with that. So yeah, you've got all of that. And you've got 3 commando squads, which is pretty nice, along with Bad Batch. And maybe Scorch and the Bad Batch will actually get along this time. And last but not least, I've got Clone Commander Cody with Hunter and Recon, Clone Captain Rex with his Jetpack and Recon. So let these 2 guys work together, as they should have. And they did, I mean, for a little bit, and at least an episode or 2 of the Clone Wars. It would have been just really nice to kind of see more of Cody and Rex in the Bad Batch Season 3, or, yeah, we'll just, and then R2. R2 is in there for supporting the Saber tank. You have a Clone Infantry squad with the RPS, because you got to have some anti-armor infantry to help support your tanks. You've got your Clone Trooper infantry with Boyle to kind of help protect the arcs, or Cody or Rex with the mortar, and the Clone Medic, because you've got at least Boyle that has Scout 1, your scouting party can go to this Clone Trooper Infantry with RPS and to the DP-23 because Clone Commander Cody already has Recon Intel. So, and R2-D2 already has Infiltrate, so these guys are good. And then, like I said, your scouting party could go to the 2 infantry squads that don't have any kind of scout available. You've got ARC Troopers. All 3 of them have Clone Commander and Impact Grenades, and they've got Scout, so they don't have to worry about anything. And then you got your Saber Tank with the Veteran Clone Pilot, so that way if he needs an aim from maybe with ARCs, then that's fine. Link Target Array, High Energy, and Arm Piercing Shells, again, just to kind of cycle through and give yourself high velocity and some extra critical 1 and some extra impact, because those snail tanks are not fun to deal with. So, yeah. You got that, another 10 activations. Your command cards, you know, I've done Call Me Captain to be able to add 3 attack dice to maybe the Saber Tank, the ARC Troopers, the DP-23 shotgun if he's staying close to Captain Rex. You know, if R2-D2 had to attack that turn, you could do 3 red, 3 white, surge to hit and suppressive, and R2-D2. Hey, that would be such a fun thing to see, R2-D2 in there doing some damage with Rex. I mean, what a move. But yeah, and then you're gonna have to get kind of close with Captain Rex there, though. That'd be kind of hard for them. And then obviously bring it down to add some extra observation tokens, air support, because you've got Rex with Sharpshooter and Surge to Crit, and Cody's got Surge to Crit, so you're pretty good on there. Take that Clankers, because then what you could do is have your DP-23 go to range 3, and everyone else at range 4, or you could go with maybe the RPS. Everyone can take that aim, and then you shoot with the RPS, so everyone has range 4. With the mortar, you can have everybody at range 4 and have it suppressive, and then yeah, your ARC Troopers could go to range 3, but you're probably going to end up moving with them so that they can be more mobile, gain the aim rather than just take the aim. But that's just kind of up to you. Depends on how everything is looking and how you've positioned everything. But yeah, that's really it, guys. What I can do is, if you like the first list, I'll just leave it in the comments down, or in the description down below, because it seems like a fun little 12-act list with Cody and R2 and the tank. And if you wanted to go back and make it that Padme, I got myself all screwed up on this. Padme with a whole Inspire list. That way, if you're encountering a lot of like Krennic or any other kind of list that likes to dish out suppression, maybe even Commander Vader and Krennic lists, those are going to be dishing out a lot. Or a ton of other beam lists that just want to dish it out, then that would actually be a very decent list to make sure that you're either not panicked, especially since, you know, the whole panic happens before scoring now at this point. You're going to want to keep your suppression off your guys, and at least everything is courage 2, so you never have to worry about it. Now, those high act rebel lists like to put out a lot of suppression, so that could also be another way to not have to deal with it, because you're going to have inspired craziness. Like Padme's Inspire 2, and if you didn't reveal her card or divulge it, she gets Inspire 3, and then, you know, Ayla's in current or Inspire 2. Cody could be Inspire 2. You know, your arcs could all be Inspire 1, so you're going to be good. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you want to head on over to the Discord and just start talking away. It's really nice to kind of see everybody talking and kind of figuring out different lists. Sorry that I haven't been on there recently a lot. Again, there's just a lot going on. And head on over to the Clan of Shadows and become a member. You can do it for free, or you can help the channel. Everything y'all do kind of just goes again towards the giveaways. And make sure that you are a subscriber and leave a comment down below. And that's it. Yeah, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it, and I really want to give a huge shout-out to the Patreon members. Thank you so much, Emperor Atlantis, Daniel Padilla, Anthony Estrada, Grand Saunier, and Tyson. You guys are absolutely amazing. You would not be able to do this without you guys. All right. Now, y'all have a good one.